welcome back to the Real Estate Rundown. I'm Ayvrie Dixon, and my special guest today is JW Epstein. Real estate investor if you want, but buyer and seller of all things seems to fit as a title better for him. So welcome today. I'm grateful that you've decided to join us and just came for a chat.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I enjoy doing this. It's fun.
Good. Well, awesome. So first, I think I want you just to tell us about you. Where are you from? Tell us about your family, kind of your path to get to where you are at today.
Yeah. So JW Epstein, was born and raised in Livingston, Texas. Went to school at South Plains College, and then went to graduate from Texas A&M.
Whoop and giggle.
Yeah, absolutely. Whoop and giggle. Sold cars for 20 years. I was in the car business, and then not by choice, just by need. Graduated in the middle of the school year, and there was no jobs available. So guy I did my student teaching with, he's like, go work to GMaster. My brother's there, and it'll be great. And then you come teach in the fall, in the spring. And I did it, and I fell in love. And I've always had a passion for teaching, but I enjoy teaching real life and in motion versus in a classroom. Mm-hmm. So anytime people call, I enjoy talking and doing this and educating, whatever that looks like. Whatever knowledge that somebody might think I have. I'll let you know. But, so then COVID hit. For a while, we were scared to death. We didn't think we were ever going to sell anything. And then everything started selling. Mm-hmm. We ran out of cars. Mm-hmm. There was a huge shortage. So I was at Bobby Doobies at the time. I'd gone to Bobby earlier in the year, about June, July, and I was like, Bobby, do I need to start looking for a job? He's like, no, everything's going to be great. Bobby's awesome, eternal optimist. And then in December he came and he goes, I got to let you go. And I was like, I know. I knew it was coming. I didn't really have a plan. Mm-hmm. I thought I wanted to sell insurance. My in-laws have an insurance agency in Dumas. I thought I wanted to sell commercial insurance, and that was boring. I hated it. I need action all the time. So while I was at the dealership, I was watching a guy, and I was kind of seeing him post some houses that were really cheap, and I was like, man, what's going on? What's he doing? I'd actually bought some rentals when I was at the dealership, so I had a small portfolio at the time, and then I'd see him post these houses. I'm like, okay, what's this all about? Because all I knew was the MLS. Mm-hmm. And so backtrack just a little bit. There was about a 30 to 45 day window that I didn't do much. Excuse me. It's still hard. My wife told me, it's time to go. This isn't going to work. So we homeschool. All five of us are at home every day, and we eat lunch, we eat breakfast together and lunch. Sometimes we eat dinner because sometimes I'm working, but that was hard, and that was the kickstart that I needed from her.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was like, okay, how do you find these leads? What do you do? Well, I start looking online, and I'm like, okay, well, you can, there's at the time PPL had just started, which is pay per lead if you don't know. Y'all get leads different ways. Mm-hmm. So third-party lead providers providing leads, and it's like, okay, so start getting that figured out, and leads start coming in, and then it was just off to the races. It's like, okay, my phone's gonna ring. Now what am I gonna do with these houses? Michael Dodson had made a post on in the REIG Facebook group, and he was like, hey, I've been doing this 20 years, and if anybody looking for a mentor, then I'll be happy to help you out. So I reached out to him, and that was, at the time, that was the best thing that I had done business-wise. Mm-hmm. So he and I we've been working together for 4 years. He has his own business. I have my own business. We actually have a portfolio together as well.
Nice.
So just expand. As you're in this, it's just hard. Sometimes you're looking at a house, you're like, man, I need to keep this thing, but things are tough and things are tight. So it's nice to have kind of an option down the road if something's marginal, let's figure out how to make this work. Mm-hmm. So hopefully that Did that answer that question? little more in depth than maybe you're looking for.
No, it's great. So Livingston, Texas A&M,
Yep.
Amarillo. How do you get to Amarillo?
So my ex-wife was from Amarillo. Moved up here, and she decided she didn't like me anymore. So I loved it here, and so I stayed. And I call this home.
Yeah.
I've been here since 2000 or 2001, I guess, and this is home.
Mm-hmm.
So I love it here.
Yeah, good. Well, I think it's a great place too. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. So then you do cars for a long time, or you sell cars for a long time. Were you able to keep clients from that you've kind of brought into your new world, or did you have to just like split those completely and kind of start over in a business?
So I didn't. So I was in the car business, but I was in management for a long time. So I didn't really have a huge customer base, if you will. I mean, I did. I mean, I helped a ton of people, but I didn't have all those contacts. I didn't have a book of business for somebody that had been selling for a really long time with a ton of repeat people, because I just passed them off to another salesperson.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was starting over from scratch, and I'm still building. Still building buyers list. Sellers are, for me, I'm looking for a distressed seller. I need somebody that needs to sell quickly. The pretty house, I mean, that's for realtors. Those just don't. I'm not that solution. I'm very upfront with people about that. That I'm not that solution. If you got a house you don't want to spend the time, money, or it just there's no other options, no other way to get financing for it. That's who I'm looking for. So I'll just go in and try to help them and figure out what makes sense. And if I'm not the right solution, I'll tell them up front and try to guide them in the right direction.
Yeah. In your first year of transitioning into this new business, how was that? Was it everything you thought it would be, or did you have more growing pains than you thought?
Oh, there's always growing pains, especially in this business. I mean, it's a very cash intense business. I refinanced my house. I took everything that I had and I went all in. There was burn the ships.
Yeah.
There was no turning back. So it was. I enjoy talking to people, and that's what I get to do. So my wife says that if as long as I'm selling something, whether I'm making money or not, that I'm in a good mood. And she's right. Like, it's crazy, but it's very true. And as long as I've got the activity, then I feel good. It's when things get slow, that's the drag. That's the drag on me. If the phone's not ringing, if there's not activity going on, I don't know, something about the dopamine that I need. So there were growing pains. There's lots of learning to go, but it was good. I've learned a lot about myself. Learned to get to be more disciplined in lots of areas, and still learning and growing there too.
Yeah, and you still have your mentor. So are there a lot of groups that tend to help with individuals like yourself who are in this industry?
Yes, and so I'm actually also RJ Bates III is a nationwide virtual wholesaler. So I'm in his private group with him, Titanium University. So after I got with Michael, and I was like, man, there's not only is there Amarillo, there's this whole other wide world of real estate. And that's what I thought I wanted to do. I was still continuing to buy rentals and add to my portfolio. But I was like, man, this is cool. So I just get to talk to more people every single day, right? Because I need that activity. And so I joined that group, and I learned a ton there. That was the next best thing that I did in business, was get another mentor. Like, I don't know that you can have enough. Like, everybody has knowledge, whether they've been doing it for a short time or a long time. Like, everybody has little different insights. So I'm still in that group, and if anybody's listening that's looking to wholesale, I 100% recommend getting in that business.
Awesome.
Or getting in that group. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The business is tough. It's a lot tougher than people make it look like on social media. They make it look super easy, super sexy, very lucrative, and you can do very well. But it's hard work. It's long hours. There's nothing easy about entrepreneurship. So.
No, that's true. That just describes real estate, no matter what part of it you're involved in. You have
Right.
to have very thick skin and the desire, I think, to receive knowledge from other people, to
Right.
take what they're telling you that they've learned from and make it better for yourself and for your clients, of course, because that's where you're headed for, is to help them too. So
Right. So you're not 9 to 5?
no, really, that'd be nice.
Right.
I don't know what industry in entrepreneurship is 9 to 5 at all.
Well, when you break that down, so let's get it. Life is not 9 to 5. Like, we should always be growing, learning. That happens unless we're sleeping, right? I mean, and I think if we're in the right spot and we're putting the right things in our mind, in our body. Not that I'm some prophet, but dreams will come. Like, you'll have dreams about things. You're like, oh, maybe I need to do that. So anyway, yes, I don't. Life is not. To me, life is not 9 to 5.
No.
I don't know what retirement is. I was talking with my CPA about that the other day. He's like, I don't know what retirement is either. I was like, great. At least I'm not alone.
Yeah. No, seriously. I tell our agents here every day that if you can show up as a better version of yourself every single day, then you are limitless. You've got the ability to be better, not just for yourself, but of course for your family, for your clients in turn, and for those who you surround yourself with. So when you have a perspective that you don't just have to be like that from 9 to 5,
right,
then it means you're always working on yourself too. So.
Yeah, and it's tough. So I think you're much the same. Like, I've got a servant heart, and not in the sense that some people might look at it, but I just want to help. So if somebody calls me and the phone rings, and this is a problem that I need to work on, if the phone rings, I feel like I need to answer it because that person needs something from me, and there's only so much that I have to give, and so that is a struggle that I've got, setting those limits and trying to have boundaries within that, and I'm working on that every day. But my whole life, since I've graduated and started working, that's all I've ever known. The phone rings, like, it's like somebody needs something. Like, you got to answer, you got to get to it. But you got to be able to understand that too. So
it's hard to make that all work together because our industry, our business works on those phone calls coming in.
Absolutely, and people don't care.
Right. Like,
if they got a question, and I'm the same way. But I tell people, if I want to answer the phone, I will. If when I'm done, I put it on mute and I don't hear it. But they'll text stuff, call. Who knows? It just pops in their brain like, oh, okay.
In the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night, that's right.
So I just reply to those at 5 a.m. when I get up.
There you go.
Yeah. So you do you have a lot of different ways that you buy and sell houses, or like you'd mentioned, the wholesaling? Is that the route you prefer to take, or are you open to a lot of different ways?
I'm open to different ways. So I prefer just to go in and buy the house, close on it, and then figure out what I'm going to do. And a lot of times people ask me all the time, like, I show up to most of my closings and they're like, what are you going to do with the house? I can be at the closing table and not know what I'm going to do with the house. If I know, I tell them, but I don't. So I prefer to buy the house, go in, get it cleaned out, and see what's going on, see what's there. There's times that people need, they need more, and the house is worth more than what I can do in those situations. And so if that's the case and they're open to it, then I'll let them know, hey, listen, I need to call a few guys. Got guys that call me all the time that's looking for stuff. I need to, let's do it this way. I'm not going to close at this figure. This is a figure I've got to reach out to somebody else. Somebody else is going to need this, and just explain to them what that process looks like. So as long as communication is right, I don't like assigning contracts. It's part of the business.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're doing it nationwide, I mean, you can't drive all over the country and go look at everything. But if you're very transparent about what you're doing and how you're going to do it, I don't see any problems with that. Just let the people know what's going on. On the wholesaling side of things, there's way too many times people put stuff under contract. There's no way. They don't know what they're doing. They're not educated. And that's why getting education is so important. Educate yourself on the market. understand how to read comps. There's tools aside from the MLS that you can use that will get you pretty close. And then just have a realistic conversation with that seller and let them know. People call and they've got problems. Like they're about to lose their house, whether it be to foreclosure, whether it be to taxes. I just had a guy, I went by before I came here, I went by to check on him. And it's really kind of sad. He bought the house in the 80s and it was paid for. He's on a fixed income. The roof looks atrocious. Mm-hmm. Like it's, I don't know how it's not leaking other than they made shingles better a long time ago than they did. Like they've just melded together. But there is, I mean, it's peeling. It's terrible. He had a broken window in the house. He has no heat, no air conditioner. Wow. He has gas because he's able to cook. The house was so clean. Mm-hmm. Like this guy did not have, he kept a clean house, but he didn't have anything. Yeah. And he just had just enough that he was getting by. I mean, keeping himself fed. So I was like, what do you do when it's hot? He goes, well, I've got some friend's house, and sometimes I'll walk to the United and I'll go in the beer cooler and cool off.
Wow.
I mean, think about that for a minute, right? Like, and this is real life.
Yeah.
So I asked him, I was like, when I first went to his house, like, Pat, what are you gonna, what are you gonna do with this money? Like, where are you gonna go? Because the last thing I want to do is buy someone's home and them not have a plan.
Right.
I've done more harm than good.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'm gonna walk to Wisconsin. That's where my family's at. He's had 12. There were 12 brothers and sisters. There's 7 of them left. He's got some up there. He goes, I haven't been there in a while. I was like, well, can you like take a bus or like? Yeah. Well, no, I just want to see the country. I'm like, okay. I've talked to him since. He's got a brother here in town, so he might move in with his brother. But today's the day that he's supposed to be out. I've gone by. He wasn't there. So I'm gonna track him down. But I mean, he's moving out. I mean, I can see where he's moving things, and obviously he can't take everything that's with him. But what else is he gonna do? You can't go find a buyer and take over there. Yeah. So I'm probably going to keep that house as a rental. That's my thought right now. But those are the situations that I run into. Mm-hmm. And if you don't represent an assignment contract properly to that guy, you've jacked with his life.
Yeah.
If you tell him, listen, Pat, I need some time. This is how we're going to do it. Now he understands and now he knows. But it's transparency is key. Knowledge, knowing and understanding the market is key.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. About how many places that you buy do you keep? How do you judge that?
Well, depends on the bank account. I mean, these things, I mean, they can eat cash. My rental portfolio can eat cash at times. I mean, sometimes it's great. There's other times, I mean, sewer lines aren't cheap. HVACs aren't cheap. Mm-hmm. You can patch roofs. There's things that you can do, but it's super expensive. So my goal is to keep 1 out of every 5.
Okay.
I don't know where I came up with that. just an art. I mean, you gotta have, if you don't write it down and you don't have a plan, then you're just wandering around. So that's my plan. I want to keep 1 out of every 5. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I don't. Like, you don't know. There's certain areas that I want to be in. There's certain areas that I don't. Everybody's got a different appetite for what they're looking for in a rental. Mm-hmm. But that's 1 out of 5 is the goal.
Yeah.
So I had a goal to have 50 by the time in 10 years.
Okay.
So it's my retirement plan. If I got 50 rentals that are paid off, then I won't have to. I'll still work real hard.
Yeah. What is retirement?
I don't know. Right. I'm still. The chase is the fun part for me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. How many doors do you have right now?
40-ish.
Okay, cool.
Yes. So, there's, then Michael and I just bought a portfolio. There were some of those that we were going to keep. Some of them we knew we were going to sell, and we did it. I mean, one to recoup get some cash back. I mean, because again, without cash, it's hard to operate.
For sure.
So, we've got a few of those places sold. And so that kind of boosted. There were 14 doors in that package, so that kind of boosted. Mm-hmm. I've got 2 right now that I plan on keeping. So it's crazy to not, like, I can't fathom when you ask me that question and I can't tell you exactly, like it blows my mind. I'm like, how do you not know that? But things just ebb and flow and they change, and but 40-ish, 42, 43, something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's exciting that your goal was 50 in 10 years and you're nearing that. So
I should get that in 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, then it's the question. Michael actually asked me when he and I were talking. He's like, so what's the goal? I was like 50, and he goes, are you going to stop at 50? And like, because what happens when that 51st comes along? Like, are you going to go, no, I'm not. That's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. So I don't know where it goes from there. Brandy and I were talking, and I look at houses like stocks. People don't buy and hold a stock forever. Mm-hmm. So, you buy, you trade up, and you just move. I mean, life happens, things happen, right? I mean, I might have to sell one for one of the kids to go to school. Mm-hmm. That might back me up from that number. So I was reading a book, and I wish I remember it. I don't remember the name of it, but everybody likes to measure on a pole. There is no measuring stick, right? Like your measuring stick is different than mine. Mm-hmm. And like you said earlier, be the best version of yourself. Be just a little bit better the next day. Mm-hmm. And that's the true measuring stick. So anyway.
Yeah. So you and Brandy work the business together?
Absolutely not.
She has her job, part of it. You have your job.
Yes. We homeschool. She deals with that. We visit about things on it. She will not go in most of the houses that I buy when I buy them. After they're cleaned up, she will. Mm-hmm. But I've bought some pretty raunchy stuff. So the kids don't want to go to them. Lincoln is cleaning them out. He's been to some clean outs and done some of that. So he's going to try to teach him. I don't know how to do anything. Like I make a living running my mouth. I wish I was better with my hands. It's not a gift that I was given. He is. So we're in the process of trying to get him to some job sites and learn from guys that are doing, so that I don't know, who knows, he doesn't know what he wants to do. So you never know. I would love for for him or the girls to come in at some point. Yeah. But I was on a group call with a guy, and this guy is a multi-millionaire, and he's like, your kids don't want those houses. And I never really thought of it. And I guess I knew it, but I'd never thought of it. And so I was like, no, you're right, they don't. And I was actually having a conversation with Lincoln. You've got a 16-year-old boy, and they can be challenges. But we were talking, and I was like, I was telling him, I was like, I do this for me.
Yeah.
This is a means to provide. Like it is. I mean, we've all got to work. And I kind of came to that realization. I do this for me. If they want to come in and join, then that's great. I've got to have fulfillment for myself as well. And this keeps me going. And so trying to find that balance. And that's what I was explaining to him. Is like, you got to find what does it for you. Because what does it for me doesn't have to do it for you. So
that's right. Jason and I were talking about choosing a job and knowing that it's your ministry. And so if you can look at it as, it's a means to provide, but if it's the way that God is using me to impact his kingdom, then I can look at it in a different way. I don't have to look at it like, I got to go to work today. Right. I can look at it as, cool, I get to go to work today. And I know that I'm going to be used in some manner to be impactful, whether it's saying hi to somebody who's just having a terrible day or being able to pray for somebody or whatever that's going to look like. And at 16, if somebody would have said that to me, maybe somebody did. I'm sure I was just like, okay, whatever, But I don't know. I think our boys are unique where they're getting to grow up in an industry where they have, in a place where they have parents in an industry that people need to be helped, but we still have to make money to provide for our families. And so showing them that balance of what it looks like to be in ministry and everything that we do, and to not get screwed in the process for ourselves.
Right.
It's hard. It's hard to teach that to them.
and that's a hard balance, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, when you're putting the money out there, like yes, I've got to protect myself. I've got to try to balance all that out. But it's crazy. I don't know what else to call it. But if you're doing those things and you love and enjoy what you're doing, it's not work.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to call it.
Right.
Like I can't call it play because nobody would, like people wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
Very few days now do I feel like I go to work. It's not work. And that's what I was explaining to him. I was like, this isn't work. Yeah. Like I say I'm going to work, but I don't know what else to call it. But it is fun. You get fulfillment and enjoyment from helping those people and being able to minister to them and even to pray with them. Yeah. Like sometimes that's all they need. I get calls sometimes and people just need to talk. They don't have anybody to talk to. Yeah. And so you've got to be kind and I do enjoy it. And eventually find somebody else to talk to. But it does happen. People get lonely. People are stuck in a house. Yeah. People aren't coming to see them. And they just need somebody to talk to. So yeah.
And those are kind of the good and the bad days sometimes, where you just get to cut out the time to be kind to make it happen and move along sometimes.
My perfect day, for me, it's not really, I don't know. I mean, my perfect day, if I could go to 3 houses a day, no matter what happens, I know percentage-wise, I'm going to get a certain percentage of those. I just am. And whatever happens at that appointment, whatever it is, it's just what it is. And whatever I was called to do that day, I just have to go do it. Yeah. And be transparent, let them know what's going on.
That's good. That's a good day. 3 houses a day.
It's a lot. I tend to do my office work in the mornings and set my appointments in the afternoon, and that's kind of the groove that I've gotten in now. So it's working. I don't make 3 houses every day, but
if that's your goal and you're trying to,
that would be the perfect day. Yeah.
That's awesome. So do you have a really great story of like a house that you bought for maybe a super low price and you were able to resell it or done some great things with it for an exceedingly wonderful profit?
I don't know that, I mean, this is crazy. I've got lots of stories, and I guess the craziest one or with what you're asking. So this couple was moving to Florida. They had a really nice house on, I think it was on 14th or Northeast 14th or 16th. So off of Grand. And I go over to the house. It was too big for the area. I mean, most of those houses are close to 1,000 square foot. This is like a 1,600 square foot house. It had been added onto, but it had been added onto the right way. Everything was permitted. Everything looked good. Had a copper roof on it. Like, doesn't fit. Wow. Wow is right. Like that. There was nothing else I could say. And I walk into the house and I'm like, y'all don't need me. And like, oh yeah. She goes, he's leaving to go to work. The movers are going to be here on this day. And when I pull out of here, I don't want to worry about it. And I was like, well, okay. If long as we're all on the same page, right? And so bought that house, cleaned it up a little bit, had to fix the sewer line, got it ready to qualify for FHA. And actually there was a young couple that were in the process of looking for a house. They moved in the house. They rented the house for, I think 30 days, maybe 60. Anyway, and then everything qualified. And that is probably the best deal that I've ever done. I had just made one. It just made it all go round. Like I fulfilled a need. I fulfilled 2 needs. There's lots of times I sell stuff to investors. I'll go in, clean them up. I don't do HGTV renos. Those are not really profitable. And plus I see it as very wasteful because I can go buy my wife a house tomorrow. I guarantee you we're painting it. Hands down, bar none. Like there's no question. So if I don't have to tear stuff out and stuff is functional and I can pass it along to someone else, then
why not? If they want to do that, then so be it.
Yeah.
So I don't do the sexy HGTV flips. There's people that do, and they do great. It's not really my model. I want to keep as many houses in my rental portfolio as I can. So as a wholesaler, when you think of the word wholesale, there's wholesalers in every industry. My job is to provide value to the market. So I got to help someone else out, figure out what that is, and then I've got to pass value along to someone else, and whoever that might be. Whether obviously if I can clean it up and put it, present it as a retail piece, that's going to be more profitable than something I sell to an investor. But that's kind of what. That's what I do. That's my model. So if you sell me your house and you think I'm going to go turn it into this Taj Mahal, sorry to let you down. That's not going to happen.
Not your niche.
Not
in this,
mine. No. I don't want to keep that many guys working all the time, because that's another responsibility.
Right.
I feel if I bring a crew on, now I have to create work for them, and that's a downer for me. I want work, right? Like I want to get guys working. I want to bring value to the market. I want to provide housing for people, but I don't want to force the issue. And I think with big flips, I think you can force the issue a lot of times, because you're like, oh, these guys need work. I'm gonna have to pay them anyway. So,
yeah. All right. So what's your worst story? Like, what's the worst you've walked into?
Well, I've got a couple of those. So I bought a house in Borger. Like this story just gets crazy as it goes. So I buy this house. It's full of stuff. And when I say full, it was full. So I paid $7,000 for the house.
Oh wow.
It cost me $3,000 to clean it out. So I buy it, clean it out. It's in one of the worst parts of Borger, over by the golf course. I stick a sign in the yard, and I stick a for sale sign in the yard. And I was cooking lunch one day, and I get a call from Hutchins County Sheriff. And so I answer the call, and this lady's on the phone, and she goes, "Why is there a for sale sign at my house?" And I'm like, "Well, I bought that house. That you bought that house from my sister. I own half of that house." So it had cleared title. She signed an affidavit of heirship and defrauded the title company.
Oh my goodness.
So it was a mess. They ended up obviously I had title insurance. I was protected. I was probably going to lose my $3,000, but I was protected on the house. They ended up at this point, like, I realized how bad it was after I got it cleaned out, and I was like, oh no, like, can you please take it? I was almost begging them to take it. I did end up losing money on that house. That was a lesson. So there was that one. I bought a house. I just paid like $7,500 to have it cleaned out. Like it was so full. It was packed. It was almost knee high. Wow. And then I bought a house in Pampa. That was the same way. It cost it was over $5,000 to clean that out. And
my gosh.
And it was just trash. The neighbors had actually helped that lady clean the house out 2 times before she died, and she passed away. And I mean, there was just trash everywhere. Her son was a trucker, and he called me and he goes, "I got this house in Pampa. I just need to sell it." And I'd kind of given him a number over the phone, and he goes, "Yeah, that'll work." And I got there, and I had to back up from what I told him because of the cleanup. And so he's like, "Yeah, okay, I don't want it. Just let me know." So got it cleaned out and sold it to an investor over there. Put it on the market for a while, didn't sell, ended up selling it to an investor, and it's a rental now. So yeah, there's lots of, those are the craziest stories. But those are just a few.
Oof. Yeah, but you have lots of good stories.
Lots of fun things.
Do you tend to stick to the panhandle for buying and selling?
For now, yes. At some point, I want some growth. I want to look at some different markets. I think when the kids get ready to go to school, wherever they decide, I will probably buy a house for them wherever that is. I mean, it just makes sense to me, and I do want to expand. Like I said, I look at houses as stocks, and if all of my stocks are in one market, if something happens, and all of a sudden it's hit hard. I don't know when that's going to happen. I don't really know what that looks like, but that is a goal, and that is a thought. So
that's good.
Yeah,
expanding that. What is so? What do you think your next 5 years looks like?
Same as the past 5, really. I don't know. You've got one at college, so Lincoln will be going to school soon. I don't know what that looks like, so we'll see. But and then right after him, I mean, the girls are going to be going. So I did. Brandy and I were talking. I was like, maybe I can get Amarillo locked down and kind of self-sustaining, and we'll just go wherever the kids are, and that would be great.
Yeah.
There's it takes a lot of trust to pass some of those things off to people. I've got some people that are helping me call, and I'm trying to train some people right now that can fill in and replace me, if you will. So hopefully I can get that done in the next 5 years and have a little more freedom to be able to go buy some stuff in other markets, or just replicate what I'm doing here in another market somewhere. So
yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
What is your opinion of the Amarillo market right now?
Right now, so I just want to speak to Amarillo as a market in general. So Amarillo is its own market. It doesn't matter what's going on anywhere else in the country. I mean, this is my experience from the car business. Like, it doesn't matter what's going on anywhere else. Like, it's its own little economy. The last 30 to 45 days, I've seen things picking up. For me, what have you seen on that? Same or?
Yeah, no, the same, very much so. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a time where, on my side of things, what people were wanting and what I was feeling for myself and from other investors is there was a disconnect there. They were wanting more than what anybody could pay. With rates, taxes are constantly going up, insurance. Those are the 3 biggest factors for a landlord to contend with.
Right.
Like, you can't. You got to keep them rented. Well, everybody's feeling the pressure from inflation.
Yeah.
But taxes and insurance are just killers, and right now the rate is. So that's suppressing things. I'm optimistic on that. I mean, I think in the next 12 to 18 months, I see rates coming down, and I don't think we're going to have another COVID run, but I see some appreciation coming as rates come down. I think things are gonna pick back up. I think the market is normal right now. I think you speak to that and tell me your thoughts on where it was. I mean, right after COVID was not normal.
Right.
And now I think it is more of a normal market. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, when people are like, "Oh, interest rates are so high," I'm like, "Yeah, here's the cool thing: they're like at an all-time average."
Yeah, right. Right.
We're in an average market. We've got 1,700 houses, residential houses in the MLS. So that doesn't include anything that investors like yourself might have available for sale.
Right.
When you put our MLS all together, you include land, commercial, all that kind of stuff. It's like 3,300 things that are available right now. So that's definitely pre-COVID type numbers, and 6.5%, 7% for an interest rate.
So the interest rate, it's funny you say that, and I dealt with it in cars too. It's more a mindset than it is anything else, right? But it's like, I'm not going to pay more than that. I'm like, okay. I mean, like, that's fine. I get it.
Yeah. Then you won't buy a car.
Then you won't buy a car, right?
You won't buy a house.
That's right. You just won't. And I was visiting with somebody yesterday, and that's some of what's being holding things back is people are stuck in and locked on the rate. They're like, I'm not going to go pay more. Well, at some point there has to be there's a teeter-totter with that, right? At some point they're like, okay, I'm tired of this house. Rates have come down a little bit. I'll move. And I think we're going to see that. So.
Yes. Yeah. when you know that there's something that you want because of either a need or just a desire, you just pay it and you move along, or you just stay where you're at and continue to complain, I guess.
Right. Well, and that's the tough part, because there are people that have to move, right? And so they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
And they just do it and go on. And you look back and you don't even remember, right? So think about, I like to go back and, this isn't my idea, someone gave it to me, and as you think about it, it makes sense. Think about the worst time that you ever had, like the worst you ever were. How bad was it really? Like, do you remember? Like, you don't remember. Like,
I have to sit and like really think about it for a little while.
You
know?
remember the time, but you're not like, oh, like I just, it was terrible.
Yeah.
It's just a memory, like you forget. Like, we have very short memories. So once you get past that, once you take that leap, then it just is what it is. So,
Thankfully.
Right. For sure.
Thankfully, yes. So do interest rates impact much of what you're doing with buying and selling?
100%.
Yeah. Just for you personally, or for the clients that you're working with?
Well, I mean, I look at it as, I mean, a house is just a commodity. Like, yes, it is a home, but for me, it's just a commodity. So I've got to look at it from what is it going to resell for, and rates are going to affect affordability. I can only rent a house out for so much. Like right now, I mean, I'm somewhere between $1 and $1.10 square foot on my rentals. It's only going to rent for so much currently. There was a time that there was some stuff at $1.25. And maybe some people still have those, but that's not where we're at. So I have to look at it, for me, I look at it as far as what it's renting for per square foot, and then I've got to kind of back those numbers in and figure out where somebody's going to be profitable, right? Like, how much rehab is it going to need? And then, down payment and banks, and where's all that going to fall? They've got to be at, they're going to want to be at 80%. Where's all that going to fall? And just kind of back into that number. So it does, because obviously, I mean, the 1 to 2 points of rate is $30 to $50. So it can definitely plays an impact on affordability.
Is there any place that you've found the most affordable insurance?
No, I that is a challenge that most investors are facing, and the biggest challenge is deductibles. So I've got $5,000 deductibles on. It's 2% or $5,000, whichever is greater. Well, a lot of my houses, I mean, I can put a roof on it for $5,000.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why do I even have insurance? Well, I wish I could just have fire insurance. The banks won't. I haven't found the bank that will let me. That is the most affordable. I've actually West Texas Insurance has some good spots to go for that. I have my insurance license, so I'm able to get. I have some options that I can go direct, but stuff is about actually real close to $1 square foot is what I'm paying for insurance.
Wow.
So I just kind of use that as a rule of thumb. And if I've got a 700 square foot house, it's going to cost me about $700 a year. So again, just throw that in the equation and go from there.
Yeah, a necessary thing that we have insurance for.
Right.
Hoping nothing ever bad happens, but for when it does. So,
right. And I also, you ask affordability on insurance. I've actually got some of my stuff insured at State Farm with Jason Chafe. I've got a few houses that are a little different, a little better quality than some of them. I mean, there's different classes, right? And so I've got some stuff insured with him, and the rates are actually very competitive.
That's good.
Between those two products. Obviously, there's differences, but yeah, that's where I get my insurance.
Yeah, it's good. So social media, I love to follow you on social media things.
Thank you.
So I love the angle that you take for a lot of different things, and the whole, like, if you want this, then you can have this, but I can do this. And so, like, I'll just use my husband for example. He has Bargain & Dixon bail bonds. Little plug.
Right.
You need to get out of jail. So JW goes by and he's like, if you need to get out of jail,
That's right.
Or if you need to get out of your house, then call me. So I love his angle of the social media things. Where do you come up with your ideas?
So I've got somebody that does some of that for me. ChatGPT does some as well. I got the idea for that. The two of my best just popped in my brain. So before we came on, we were talking about AI, and at some point, like, people are going to stop thinking. Yes, it helps stir things along. So had some different spots to drive around town. So I was driving downtown, and I saw another bail bonds place. I was like, boom, it popped in my head. And so I was like, Josh is just around the corner. Let me go over there. And obviously Josh does not have your same personality. And so I walk in.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I walk in and I was like, hey Josh, can we shoot a video with you real quick? And he's like, I guess. Sorry, Josh. And so I was like, you don't have to say anything. Just come out here and stand with me. So I had one of Lincoln's friends was video, and he was at camp. And when I get something in my mind, I'm like, I need to go do it right now. So I started trying to find who could go. So anyway, he shot it, and that popped up. The other one that I got tons of feedback on was the monkey bars.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So I was supposed to, it was film something in a park, and I was like, oh, monkey bars and hang. And so those just popped in my brain. But yeah, ChatGPT will get you some, get some ideas and kind of get the juices flowing. And as I go, it just comes up. So.
Well, it's fun and entertaining, and that you always make your point with it is, I think there's a lot of people who don't do that well, and so it's great. They're short, they're interesting.
Yeah, it was hard at first. It was so hard. I'm not creative by nature, and the more I do it, I just try to have fun with it. So anybody that's looking to do it, I just have fun with it.
Yeah.
And somebody told me, so I think it was RJ that told me, he was like, they're gonna forget in a week anyway. Like, whatever you put out, they're gonna forget. That, I mean, it's old news. There's so much information on the internet. So, if you make a fool of yourself, there's not that many people going to remember.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Well, if people want to find you on social media, how can they do that?
Sure. So on Facebook, JW Epstein, Instagram at the JW Epstein. I'm not terrible with social. So those are the main two. The best way, you can call me, 806-484-1998. Always got the phone on. We talked about that earlier.
And what is the name of your business?
JW Buys Houses.
JW Buys Houses.
Yeah.
Cute little greenhouse with his JW in the middle of it, so it's easy to find and very recognizable. Yeah. Any lasting words you'd like to leave us with?
Just be a better version of yourself tomorrow, or tomorrow than you were today. I don't know. You put me on the spot on that one. I didn't plan on that, but that's what I could come up with. So anyway, if you need to sell your house quickly, feel free to call me. If you got one of those pretty houses, then you need to call somebody at the Green Door Group, because they can help you better.
Not just somebody, but Ayvrie.
Ayvrie, that's right.
Ayvrie.
That's right. I thought you were doing education. So I was confused on that.
Oh yeah, I had another client who was like, I didn't know that you were still selling houses. I'm like, oh yes, I am.
Okay.
In fact. So yes,
I'm glad
yeah.
you said that. I was like, you told me you transitioned. I was like, okay, well, cool.
Yeah, just getting to do more of the education with our agents here,
Okay.
and so
Okay.
yeah,
That's awesome.
and in the community too. So yeah, it's good.
All right.
But yes, I'm still actively representing buyers and sellers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Good. So you know where you can get a hold of him, and he's easy to find. We'll put his number on the screen. I know you love that, Robert. But thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next time on the Real Estate Rundown.